Hello! So you may have seen my recent 2 videos on shadows that I thought were dupes for other single shadows. Today, we are going to be going over shadows that I thought would be dupes, but are more different in person than I originally thought they would be. So if you want to see some shadows that I thought would be similar, but in practice aren't quite as much, then go ahead and just keep on watching. First up, we have JD Glow Prismatic. This is a beautiful bright green with a blue shift in it. It's one of the most unique shadows I've seen, and so I've definitely been looking for a dupe. One, because JD Glow is a little expensive, and two, because of some recent controversies surrounding the brand. So I was really hoping that Morning Rain from the new Luxie Shimmers collection was going to be a dupe, but it is absolutely not. They both do have a bright green base. However, the JD Glow shade is much lighter than the Luxie shadow. They also have a blue shift, but the blue shift in Morning Rain almost goes a little bit purple as well, whereas this one is truly just a bright blue. So no dupe here. Next, we have a single shadow from Sugar Drizzle Polish. Their shadows are super expensive. They're like $16. This one is Sugar Dew, and it is gorgeous. It's got a very light, almost translucent pink base and a really strong gold, green, blue shift in it. I know for you, you're only seeing the gold, but I promise there are some more shifts in there. I was hoping that this shade from Glam Shop could be a dupe for it, but unfortunately, there's just not quite as much happening in the Glam Shop one, and it's not quite as like bright of a gold. The Glam Shop one is only like $7, or I guess €7, whereas this one is again $16, but again, not as close as I expected. So if you were wondering, they are pretty dang different. All right, next up, we'll go ahead and do these two. So this first one is the new shade Pixie Dust. Yes, Pixie Dust from Luxie. So this is a $3 shade. It's a really like pretty pink. It's pretty flaky compared to some of the other Luxie shadows. Super unique to my collection. I was hoping that this may have some similarities to Divina Tucana. This shade is $8. This one is a pink, and it's a really similar like color, but this one has a much stronger gold shift on it. The Pixie Sticks one has a little bit of a gold shift to it in person, but you know, they're pretty different. The Tucana one is definitely much more of a duochrome, even though the shade on the top is pretty similar. So again, no go on the dupe. So next up, we have this shade from Sydney Grace called Aqua Fortis. I thought that this would be pretty similar to a shade I depotted from the Blend Bunny palette. This is from the Surge palette. They're not quite the same though. I definitely think, you know, if you had both, you definitely don't have the same two shades. Aqua Fortis has much more of a blue base and it has that gold shift, whereas the Blend Bunny one is a lot more like of a deeper blue-green kind of shade. So not the same, though probably one of the most similar that I've shown you thus far. Next, we'll go ahead and do this one down here. This is the shade Halo by Give Me Glow. It's so pretty. This next one is from Glam Shop. As you can see, supposed to be the same, but this one is shiny and beautiful, and this one is crusty, dusty, not good. If you were wondering, this is the shade from Glam Shop. It is in Polish, so I cannot pronounce it correctly, but there it is. I also had a similar dupe situation going on with the Clarity shade Aurora and a shadow from Pretties for Your Face, which was also not very shiny, kind of like this one from Glam Shop. I swatched those two in a different video, but I've since gotten rid of the Pretties for Your Face one, so I can't show it to you now. I thought that these would be dupes, and I was hoping that they would because this is much cheaper than the Give Me Glow one, but as you can see, Give Me Glow has the shine and Glam Shop does not. We'll go ahead and wrap up with these few at the bottom. So this one is from Looksy. This one is $3. It's Dragon Slayer. It's from their new Fairy Tale collection. And I was so hoping that this was going to be a dupe for my favorite single shadow shade that I own, which is Terra Moon's Shattered Stars. This shade is $13 in comparison to the Looksy $3 shade, but as you can see, they are not the same. Looksy does have that green gold sparkle with like a darker like gray base, but it just does not compare to the Terra Moon's one, which has like a purple base with a blue, a gold, and a green kind of sparkle and shift in it. I also was curious, I had kind of held back on the shade Veil Nebula from Terra Moon's for a while because I thought it was going to be too similar to Shattered Stars, but I'm happy to report that they are not the same. Shattered Stars is much lighter overall, and you get a lot more of that blue-green in Shattered Stars. There definitely are like blue and green sparkles in Veil Nebula, but it also almost goes like a little bit orange as well, and it has a much deeper base. So no dupes here, and I'm very happy about these two because I really like them both. This one's definitely like the sultry version of Shattered Stars. We'll go ahead and do these purple gold duochromes next. This first one is the shade Violet Vision from Pretties for Your Face. It's very light, really light purple base. Not a super strong shift. It definitely is more of like a satin IRL. I wanted to compare this to Playboy from Clarity Cosmetics. Playboy is definitely much more shiny. Again, a light purple base, but more pigmented, and that shine is just a little bit stronger, and that duochrome is a little bit more obvious. The Clarity one is $7. The Pretties for Your Face one is $5, but you can find it on sale a lot. But they're definitely not a dupe for each other just because the finish is so different, even though the colors look like they would be similar. I think that these two are more similar, but we can compare them all just to make it a little easier. This is the shade Starlit from Terra Moon's. It's more of a grungy purple base, a little bit more gray in there. And then also it has a little bit more like of a silver in the actual shift. It's not just as much of a gold as these two. So definitely not the same. This one next to it is from Glam Shop. It's a marbled shade, and the English version of it is called Dainty. And I thought it would be kind of similar because it's again got that grungy purple base, but it definitely goes a lot more pink and is much darker in the base. So really, none of these three to me are quite in dupe territory. The last comparison I want to do is for the shade JD Glow Good God. I have been looking for a dupe to this shade because it is one of my favorites and I would love to find another version of it. I thought maybe Meteorite. Oh my gosh, this one has kind of been really fragile and breaking on me a lot, so ignore that. But this is Meteorite from Pretties for Your Face, and I was hoping that it could be an alternative, but it just, even though the base color is kind of similar, it just doesn't have that flip that the JD Glow one has. I guess it does have a darker base as well. Not quite dupes, unfortunately. I also have both of these shades. These come from, they're depotted, one from It's Belle and the other from Saints, Angels, Sinners. That's actually going to be my next dupe video, is comparing 2 palettes from those brands because they have a lot of similar shades, including these 2. But unfortunately, neither of them are really a dupe for JD Glow, Good God either. It's just more silver than any of these. It stands as a unique shade in my collection. All right, so those are all of the not dupes that I have for you today. I hope that you found this helpful. Sometimes I think it's helpful to know what shades aren't dupes as well as what shades are. Either way, hopefully it's helping you to save money. You can figure out which one you like more. I definitely think that some of these are close enough you don't need them both or all of them. But let me know what you guys think. Also, if you have any shades that you thought were going to be dupes but turned out not to be, let us know down in the comments and let us know what the differences between the 2 are, just so that way we can all help each other out. And until I see you next time, I hope that you stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye!